Let's listen to this.
Oh, it's absolutely perfect, though.
What is it?
The bunny sandwich.
That is rather clever and indeed very cute.
No need to be embarrassed by that. I'm sure it's a perfect fit. Alright, warm-up's done? Let's get into the good stuff. We'll rotate through the machines and free weights, helping each other with form and spotting. To start, we'll rotate through some bench presses. Since Mary's just starting out, we'll keep the weight light for him, but I'm sure the rest of you can handle some heavier sets.
Excellent. Ugh. I think I gotta increase the weights.
You have just listened to Bunny Workout ASMR. This is apparently the creation of somebody called Nick Nocturne, who is involved in something called Nexpo, which is a YouTube horror community on youtube.com. So here is my understanding, okay? This guy called Nick Nocturne is one of the biggest horror YouTubers on the website. And he's been around for a long time, and he's very, very popular, okay? And apparently at some point in time, this Nick Nocturne guy wanted to go into VTubing and got so bullied by his own community, he deleted the video and abandoned the plan. So now he just recreationally is participating in gay furry ASMR videos. Let me see if I can find this. Hold up. Oh, this guy. Oh my God. It's him. It's him. He's one of the guys that tried to debut with the owl guy. The books are such a human thing. Of course, I would immediately recognize this. I'm Oh man, that's funny. My debut with Astroline TV will be this Saturday, and believe me, I'm a lot more fun in motion. When was the last time he last streamed 7? He apparently does this. He actually does this now. Apparently he transforms into like werewolf mode. Like that's like his human form, and then sometimes he TFs into a werewolf. He seems to always be a werewolf though. Let's talk a bit. Devil's Night. Okay. Well, that's terrifying. Oh, because he's a horror guy. I see. Supposed to be scary. Uncanny Valley. Okay, talk. He has 4 eyes, like a...
There we are.
Is that how he talks for his videos?
Okay.
Tries to talk like,
Good. Hello.
Who's the guy that Jim Sterling was obsessed with? He was the voice for...
As last
blonde
time,
hair
the
from
activity
Resident
feed
Evil.
He's broken.
What the fuck is his name?
Interesting. I thought that might be fixed.
No, not Leon Kennedy, the other one with the knife. He's a character, Wesker.
So
yeah, he's a character in Dead by Daylight now. Albert Wesker.
Real quick, because I
Oh
don't want
man,
to miss
hold up.
anybody here.
Jim Sterling was obsessed with that guy's voice actor. Jim Sterling. Wait, Wesker. Voice actor. Lance Reddick. He's a black guy? No, DC Douglas is who I'm thinking of. DC Douglas characters. Albert, yeah, he was the original. I don't want them black guy, Albert Wesker. Albert Wesker is supposed to be the whitest man to ever live. The most evil German doctor, Joseph Mengele, bad man. Okay, hold up. Oh, I remember. Jim Sterling did a short horror movie that was complete shit, and he got DC Douglas, the voice actor for Albert Wesker, to participate in this somehow. And if I remember correctly, DC Douglas is like a woke, and is like a big fan of Jim Sterling. Anyways, my point is that he tries to sound like Albert Wesker is my point like this. I don't know. Anyways, he's being canceled. There's an 81-page as I've been informed, in the VTuber community is appropriate that when an expose document is dropped on somebody who has a VTuber avatar, it is no longer an expose document. It is now called a Google Docie. Okay, this is important terminology. This will be on the test. The VTuber term for expose document is Google Docie. So this is a expose Google Docie. Okay, 81 pages long. Lots of wasted white space in here though, because this guy doesn't know how to. Wait, is he like he's putting like title pages? This is like an artistic decision. This is not like a failure to use line breaks. Okay. The gist of this is that over his very long tenure in the YouTube horror sphere, he is a controlling and manipulative freak. The main thing that he gets pissed off about is that nobody is allowed to have night in his name. His name is like Nick Nocturne. If you have a YouTube horror channel and your name is anything close to the word dark or night, you are infringing upon his trademark name, and he will try to bully you out of it. Okay. The other thing that happened. Oh, so I've actually seen this show. There's a horror show called Channel Zero, and it is an anthology series where each season is a different creepypasta from the internet turned into like a 8-hour long season. And it's usually stretched very thin. In case you're wondering, yes, I've seen all of them, and my favorite is the one where it's an allegory for like toxic relationships. It's the one where it's like you're like stuck inside like a suburb or some shit. That's the best one. I didn't find the Candle Cove one that good. And the Candle Cove like if you actually read the copy pasta for the Candle Cove thing and then watch the season, it's actually ridiculous they even tried to make that into an 8-hour long thing. You might be able to get away with like an hour worth of shit off of that, but like it's 8 hours long. Anyways, what is Zero Chan? I don't know what that means. There's no anime in it. But there was a controversy with the series because if anyone has watched Red Letter Media, you would know that they once tore into a really, really shitty movie that was made by the most obnoxious LA person to ever live, whose name, of course, I remember as being Max Landis. And then Max Landis was so epically owned by Red Letter Media, making fun of his shit movie, that he actually came over to Milwaukee and groveled at their feet in person. And he, without exaggeration, is the most Riz person to ever appear on Red Letter Media ever. Like if you're one of those people who hates the bald guy, and I can't stand Josh, but Max Landis is like worse than both of them. Max Landis is like adding Josh and the bald guy to the same episode. It's just the worst thing ever. And then he eventually got canceled. I think Red Letter Media even deleted or privated all the videos that Max Landis was in because he had been a guest a couple times, and then he got canceled for being a sex pest or something during Me Too, and he got kicked off of Channel Zero when it was being made. So I think he directed, produced, wrote the first season, and then not the subsequent ones because he got canceled at that time. And this leads back to the Google Docie, because when Nexpo was getting his shit really famous, he was friends with Max Landis after, kind of like how all those Epstein emails came out, and it was like after the revelations had come out, but before he was arrested. So it was like this weird twilight period that they're in. He was in that period where Max Landis had been accused, but his career hadn't been ruined yet, and he was still at the helm of Channel Zero. So, he knew about the accusations, but he wanted to have this industry contact with the with Hollywood. So he clung on to Max Landis, and when other creators like in his field started to criticize Channel Zero because it's very mediocre. Like the Candle Cove, it's fine. I don't think at any point watching Candle Cove the first season, I was like super annoyed. I didn't hate it, but it just wasn't very good. And I feel like that's probably how most people react. I bet you if it's like a 6 or like between a 6 and a 7 on IMDb, probably like a 6.3. I'm gonna look it up. IMDb rating Channel Zero Season 1. Let's see. It's actually a low 7. That's really good for what it was. People liked it. Anyways, so there are issues with it. Most notably pacing, and there's a lot of issues with I don't feel like the rules are well established, and I don't feel like there's actually any kind of allegory going on. It gets kind of creepy if you really hate puppets and teeth, but if you don't hate puppets and teeth a ton, there's not much to it. It's kind of empty. So a lot of people took issue with it for being kind of shitty. And then this guy, according to the Google Docky, this guy right here, this big, tough, scary werewolf, would dress down lesser YouTubers that were in the horror scene and told them in his DC Douglas voice, "Don't make fun of Candle Cove. It's a good show." And apparently he did this specifically because he was friends with Max Landis and was trying to do him a solid by like coercing public opinion about season 1 of the series in a positive direction so that he could then get more favors from Hollywood. So this dude, he thought he had it in. He thought he was going to be in Hollywood or some shit. And he wouldn't. Unfortunately, Max Landis was then canceled. All the that he was trying to curry with Max Landis went out the window, and he had to settle for the next best thing, which was being DC Douglas Werewolf Man on Twitch. That is the Google Docky. There are some other spurious allegations in regards to like grooming, having inappropriate contact with fans, as is required of any Google Docky. But that was the thing that stuck out to me as the most interesting, was that he was trying to get some sort of industry contact with Max Landis because of his involvement in the horror anthology that I had watched. Something pop culture happened, and Joshua Moon actually knew what it was and had seen it and had developed opinions on it. Yes. And the only reason why is because Halloween was 2 months ago, and 1 month ago, October, November. Yeah, that's right. 2 months now, I guess. But the entirety of October ended last month. Okay. Wow. Awesome. Very cool.